India and Pakistan try to keep a fifth of humanity at home, hand-to-mouth to lockdown. For many in the subcontinent, restrictions means instant rule. On March 17th, Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, declared that there would be no national lockdown to block the spread of COVID-19. If we shut down the cities, he said, we will save them from corona at one end, but they will die from hunger on the other side. Barely a week later, not only have 210 million Pakistanis has been largely confined to their homes. On March 24th, next door India shut its all 1.3 billion of its citizens too. The unhappy neighbors did not coordinate this move. Indeed, the two scarcely communicated early this month. Arguments over the issue of Kashmir nearly wrecked a top-level virtual meeting to plan a regional response to COVID-19. Their approaches to the epidemic has been different too. Whereas India's order for a strictly 21-day lockdown came direct from Prime Minister Narendra Modi in an 8 p.m. speech, Pakistan's default ban was enacted haphazardly at the provincial level and then gradually acknowledged by Ms. Khan. The restrictions differ too. India's effort is strict and no-nonsense. Multi-videos has captured police tracking anyone they catch on the roads, including doctors trying to reach hospital, delivery men, and people looking for food. The ban includes all religious services of any faith. Pakistan is way of going so far, although it has nearly twice many COVID-19 cases as India, and despite gathering evidence that the return of Shia pilgrims from Iran as well as earlier March Jabron that brought tens of thousands of Sunni missionaries to Lahore were big source of inflation. The government has merely urged Ajams to discourage communal services and to suggest that the faithful pray at home instead. Yet for all the differences, the reasoning behind the uncoordinated drive to lock down a fifth of humanity is shared. In mid-March, the number of cases in both India and Pakistan began to rise into hundreds. The inadequacy of both countries' medical infrastructure stood alarmingly exposed. China, for instance, can muster 18 doctors and 42 hospital beds per 10,000 people, according to the World Health Organization. India has just 8 doctors and 7 hospital beds for the same number of people, and Pakistan $10 and a dismayed 6 hospital beds. India has at most 40,000 working ventilators equipment that has provoked life-saving for most severe affected COVID-19 patients. In contrast, America, with a quarter as many people, has 4 times as many functioning ones. Pakistan has only 2,200 ventilators and they are poorly distributed. The 12 million people of Nabongojam make to do with 49 machines fewer than a single hospital in Lahore. Simply put, both countries need to put a stop to the spread of the disease by any means possible or risking being swamped by dying patients. Curfews, lockdowns backed by police muscle and softened by government handouts, as well as by calls to patriotism, are the cheaper option. The Indian Council of Media and Research, the government body that has led Indian efforts, estimated that strict social distancing may reduce the total number of expected cases by 62%. More crucially for Indian health system, it will reduce the peak number of sick people by nearly 90%. Even so, it does not come cheap. Israel on March 24th announced a 13 trillion rupee support package, cutting fuel prices and embarking money for the poor. Mr. Modi embarked $2.2 billion for medical funding alone and has pledged a range of programs to boost supplies of subsidized food and to support farmers. State governments in India has been more generous still, with some paying pensions in advance and others paying month's basic wage to all migrant construction workers. Such injections are vital, says economists. The lockdowns has brought more factories to stand still, including India's entire car industry. But the pain it felt hardest is in formal sector, which accounts for over 70% of the workforce in both countries. For the middle class in both India and Pakistan, the lockdowns has meant nothing worse than claustrophobia and doing without servants. For the poor, they are devastating with hours of the closure. Thousands of homeless has collected outside free kitchens in Delhi, Indian capital, not knowing where else to go. Mr. Khan has expressed aggression for the poor, and Modi has repeatedly asked employers to be kind to workers, as well as suggesting that each wealthy family take care of 9 less fortunate ones during the 21-day lockdown. He even asked citizens to look after stray animals that are no longer being fed. Many Indians question why, despite such show of sympathy, Prime Minister neglected to say that groceries and the pharmaceuticals would remain open. The predictable result was a mad rush to stock up on food, although understandable as means to curb the epidemic. The Prime Minister's decision not to give migrant workers time to return to their home village sowed further chaos and misery. Hundreds of thousands of poor laborers with nowhere to go struggling to cross country despite the closure of air, rail, and bus services. Thousands has ended up working long distance. Pakistan has seen a similar flight to village, with impoverished workers caught riding in ambulances and in cargo hold of buses to escape the travel ban. India has made 500,000 truck drivers were also stranded with their vehicles blocked from crossing state boundaries, said the research group. Ironically, the store's delivery have included vital medical supplies, such as parts for ventilators.